warming up with Pancheros today. Appreciate Pancheros sponsoring our Hardrocker Luncheon, and hope everybody had a nice, long Labor Day weekend. We're back at it this week, and recapping this past week, there was a lot of action, and one of which, a team that started on the road, was the Hardrocker soccer program. Tight game, really close game. Just came up a little bit short to recap it and preview the upcoming games. Welcome up head coach Jordan Kadlec.
Thanks, Nate. Yeah, this weekend we went to Bismarck and played against the University of Mary. Kind of picked up where we left off last year. We got scored on within the first 15 minutes. We had a goal from the first 36 seconds of the game, which was not a good way to start our season, but after that we went down 2-0 in the 9th minute, and then 3-0 20 minutes in. So anytime you give up 3 goals in a game, let alone the first 20 minutes, it's usually not going to end well for you. But to give credit to our guys, they did extremely well for the final 70 minutes. I thought we outplayed the University of Mary, but just came up a little bit short. Ended up losing 3-2. One of the things that Coach Conant and I had trouble with at halftime was that we didn't really know what to say to the guys, because other than 20 minutes where we gave up 3 goals, we didn't play bad at all. We actually played really well. So we just had 3 individual mistakes that Mary capitalized on, so I have to give them credit. But other than that, we actually played some of the best soccer I've seen during my time here. The good thing is that we have a weekend on Friday, so we have another shot at them. So hopefully we don't dig ourselves into a hole in the first 20 minutes, and we can get a better result there. Then on Sunday we played Montana State Billings, who is typically been a very, very good team, very physical. During my time here, we've never beat them, so it'll be good to get 2 wins out of the weekend. It'll be very difficult. They're both very good teams. So highlight players, I think that our freshman Justin Barkov did really, really well. He had an assist. Ian Du Bois came off the bench, scored a goal, and then Noah McKenzie, who's a freshman, also did really well. He's a sophomore, also did really well. So we had really good minutes and really good performances out of some young guys, and our seniors also did really well. So, but we expect that of them. So. Anybody have any questions about this weekend or this past game, Brad? Oh, highlights. Sorry. This is the first goal we scored. Noah McKenzie scored that goal. That was less than a minute in the second half. So by that point, we're down 3-1. This is our freshman who's about to cross the ball here. That's Justin Barkov, and Ian Du Bois who ended up scoring the goal. So that was about 10 minutes left in the second half in the game total, and we put under a ton of pressure. I mean, we outshot them, which is probably the first time it's also happened since my time here. So it's a lot of positives from that weekend, but in the end, we can't dig ourselves in the hole and expect to win by going down 3-0. So, any other questions? Cool, thanks.
Thanks, Coach. Nice job this past weekend. If you made it down to Founders Park, you saw some strong running, especially right out of the gate with the women. One scholar athlete in particular. In for Steve Johnson. He is Steve Johnson today. Welcome up, Jerry Schafer.
Thanks, Nate. I did forget to shave my head and wear my elevator shoes today, but I'll try and be Steve Johnson as best I can. First, I want to congratulate Zach Tinker and the football team. That was a great game. I was in Brookings visiting my daughter at college, and we sat in the motel room and live streamed it on the big screen TV, and really enjoyed watching that. I wish I could have been there live, but really enjoyed watching the kids play. I also want to thank a lot of you in this room that were out helping, and it takes quite a few people to put on a quality meet, and one of the things we pride ourselves on is trying to put on a meet that gives a level playing field for all the athletes, and I think we did that, we accomplished that. The other coaches commented on how smoothly things went. And so I really appreciate the help we had out there. And then there were just a ton of fans. Even some of you in this room were out, maybe I think a couple of people that I saw at their first cross-country meet ever. Lawn chairs, the whole thing, you know, they didn't bring their breakfast brunch, but they did enjoy the great weather and the great race. So thank you all for the support. It was tremendous. Well, Steve wanted to emphasize this year with the team that they get out faster and try and keep themselves in contention earlier in the race. And our women really did a good job of that this year. They made some great strides, and you're seeing the start right now. The women finished second as a team. They got beat by Gillette College, which is a junior college. Gillette has 3 Kenyan women on their team, and I believe 2 or 3 Kenyan men on their team as well. So they're a pretty good junior college team. But our women finished second to them. They did beat the 2 D2 schools, Schafer State and Montana State Billings. First time ever we've beaten those 2 teams on the women's side. Addie Stratmeyer led pretty much the whole way. She was neck and neck for a while with the Billings gal, and then she pulled away and had a great race. She set a course record and was 52 seconds faster than her time last year. So a tremendous performance by her. Also want to note Carrie Radke and Riley Sutton, who ran second and third for us, had personal bests on the course and finished in the top 10 as well, with Carrie finishing 7th and Riley finishing 10th. Riley's come a long way as well. She I believe was about 49 seconds faster, 47 seconds faster than her best time a year ago. So just a tremendous job by the women. And our one lone freshman, Kayla Gagan, finished 4th for us on the team and 15th overall. She ran 20:06 for a great start for her. I think that's the first time she's run 5K in a cross-country race. Our men are very, very young, very inexperienced, and that showed in the meet on Friday. They finished 4th out of 5 teams. Again, Gillette College won the men's competition as well. And Gillette men were led by Festus Legat. Festus was the National Junior College Track Athlete of the Year on the men's side last spring, so he's the real deal as far as a distance runner goes. But our men finished 4th. Probably the biggest highlight was Chase Wood, our freshman, who led for the men, finishing in 8th place. He ran 27:11 for the 8K course, which is just short of 5 miles. Chase was the one who got out early and stayed up in contention. He was actually with the leaders for probably about a third of the race, trying to run with the big boys. And for a freshman to go out and do that showed a lot of confidence. Now, if we can get the rest of the team to do that this coming week, we'll be in really good shape. Our sophomore, Jacob Huber, was our number 2 runner. Jacob also had a PR on that course. He ran 28:02. It was a 15-second PR for Jacob. So after that, we were freshmen, and then our lone senior, Davis Matthew, was our 7th runner in the race. So our 6th runner. We did hold out Ashton Grissom, who was one of our top 2 kids last year as a freshman. He's got a little bit of a tweak with his Achilles tendon, so we were protecting that a little bit. And then we have another freshman that just came out last week and wasn't quite ready to race. So we might be a little bit better team this week against Shadron. We'll see how we stack up as we go down there for that race. Saturday we do run at Shadron on a brand new course for them. They're actually going to run 5K and 8K for the first time since we've run against them. They typically will run a short course. This year they're going to run the full length course. And we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a small meet. We'll see Shadron again. We'll see Central Wyoming again. And then us, it looks like it'll be a triangular race. Steve wanted me to share that in order for us to do well this weekend with the women and come away with a victory, our women are going to have to match up a little bit better against Shadron in the 4-5 position. But other than that, we have a good shot at winning the race, the meet down there. And as far as the men go, we need the rest of the team again to step up and go with Chase Wood early in the race and get themselves up in contention a little earlier. So, any questions? Yeah.
How'd you get the overhead shots?
That was our athletic trainer, Brian Hardy, had a drone with a camera, and so he brought it out and he took the overhead shots of both the starts. Kind of makes it a little more interesting to view a cross-country race. So this is Chase Wood right now, our top runner, and you kind of see he's the real deal. He knows how to get out and run with just about everybody. This is Jacob Huber, our number 2 runner and sophomore. So again, we're a very, very young team. We have 1 senior and the rest are freshmen and sophomores. More questions?
In high school, they run all their cross country on golf courses. What's it like for them to run on sidewalks?
Well, we weren't on the sidewalk very much. Only when we had to cross the bike path. You can still wear spikes. It's only a couple of strides on the sidewalk, running across the bike path. So it's not too bad. The bridges are wood. The trail on the other side of the creek is crushed gravel. So they were in the grass mostly. I'm an old school guy and I hate golf courses. They're like flat grass tracks, and so even this course at Founders Park, it's a really good course, but it's not the same course that our old Robbinsdale course was, with a lot of up and down in the grass. It's a little faster course. Most of the other teams nowadays like that. We do have the one little challenging hill just as you come off the bridge, the middle bridge at Founders Park. They have to climb a little bit of a hill to catch the trail on the other side of Rapid Creek. But so it's got some challenge in it, but it's not too bad to run, in a park on grass. It's maybe not as smooth as a golf course, but this is cross country, and that's what I'd like to tell coaches. This is cross country. So, all right, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Strong effort filling in for Steve Johnson. Simply a strong effort today. Zach Tinker is 1-0 as a head football coach of the Hardrockers. Great way to start. Recap the football win and get preview of Dixie State. Welcome up, Zach Tinker.
Thanks everybody for coming out. Appreciate specifically all the Hardrocker coaches who took the time today and the support staff. Means a lot, and had a lot of great messages from everybody over the course of the weekend. It dawned on me that for about 6 months I've been telling people, I'm undefeated. What do you guys have to complain about? And after that first play, I felt like a stupid idiot that I was going to go the other way. I'm going to have to come up with a new line, but fortunately, kids rebounded and got to work. So, good first win for our boys, and excited, obviously, for our first RMAC competition. Brad, it looks like we're going to go through some video highlights. Am I correct? Let's do this. All right, first one up. Here, this is us on offense, obviously. This is the first touchdown of the game. This is a throw from Jake Sullivan to Zach Huber, a senior out of Green River, Wyoming. These guys have been roommates, so if you recall, we basically ran a very, very similar play a season ago against Black Hills State. That was kind of the game-winning touchdown, so it was neat to see those guys hook up again. This play was a huge play. This was right after our first score, and this is our first kickoff. Marshall Gleason kicking the ball off, and he really sent it down there and did a great job kicking the ball off. And then one of our junior college transfers, Rafael Ariano, is going to come in here. He's going to force the fumble right there, and then he's going to recover it as well, which you don't see that very often. A guy just take the football right out of somebody's hands, force a fumble, and then get the recovery as well. It was a huge momentum play for us. I really wish you could have gotten the sideline shot of our team right there, because the amount of juice and energy that play brought was huge. Here's Dorian Coert. Dorian's a transfer, running back. That's from Sullivan. Justin Udy's our offensive coordinator. He said to me, he said, we can run that right now, and we're going to score. And so we went for it, and he was right. This is a big fourth down play, I think. Kevin Thompson, boy, it's fun to have Kevin back, and he's really fast. Jerry, thanks for keeping him healthy and happy on the track side of things. But that was a big fourth down play. I thought that was a critical moment of the game right there when we got the fourth down stop. Here's us on defense with a huge fourth down stop. When you look back at the course of the game, we stopped them on fourth down 3 different times. And every time we stopped them on fourth down, we turned that next possession into a touchdown. And so huge momentum by the Rocker Dog defense. And then this is Rashad Ridley, another guy who missed all of last season like Kevin Thompson. This play isn't really complicated. It's throw the ball to Rashad and sit back and watch, right? He's really good at what he does. It was an exciting play, huge momentum play. That was the very next play after that fourth down stop. So you saw the momentum being carried over from one side to the other. And then this is Sullivan to Damon Barnes. Damon Barnes, another transfer from us from Fond du Lac Junior College. He's out of Baltimore, Maryland originally, and Damon is a great kid to be around. You'll see him on campus. It's all smiles with Damon Barnes. That's all you're going to get from Damon is smiles. And then another transfer. This is a recurring theme here. Isaiah Manley, a wide receiver. He got a touchdown pass. You couldn't quite see it on that one, but that throw by Sullivan was clearly his best of the day. That was put into a very small opening to the defense. So some exciting clips from the game on Saturday. We do have players of the game from this week. The players of the game are voted on by the coaching staff, so we put together, hey, who are the guys that stepped up and had a great week. These are some of the great action shots right here from Brad Bloom, and if you don't follow Brad on Flickr, you should, because he does an awesome job with the sports photography. You can see some of the action shots. Alvin Anecki, number 93, is a junior college transfer who's a defensive end. He's just a menace coming off the edge. You see a great shot of Rashad right there, just gliding across the ground. Rashad runs like I dream of running, and this is the one-handed catch by Ben Broker. A little. If you didn't see that catch, that brought the entire sideline to its feet. I mean, what an unbelievable play. Ben Broker, the Swiss Army knife. He plays quarterback, he plays receiver, he long snaps, he does it all, and he just messes around and goes out and catches balls like this. Unbelievable play. Unbelievable play. So the players of the game, I think our first one is our service player of the week. We select players, service is a core value, players that serve our program during the course of the week. The first one for us was Dominic Jackson. Dominic's a freshman defensive back out of Colorado. He's going to be a really, really good player here. He did a great job serving the program. The next service player of the week is kind of unique, but Evan Sanders is back as a fifth-year senior quarterback. You've seen Evan play a lot of football for us, and right now he's helping our defense get prepared for Dixie State by standing back there and slinging the rock at them all day. He did an awesome job last week, and he's ready to go. Break glass in case of emergency. If anything were to happen, Evan Sanders could go win a game for us at quarterback. Our Rocker Dog defensive player of the week is defensive end Jake March, and Jake's number 47. Jake, an interesting story with Jake in recruiting. His high school head football coach was my quarterback in college. So we had a very good relationship with Darren and his staff, and Jake is a stud. Played for us as a freshman and had an awesome day. He was bloody and dirty and grimy, but he's a defensive lineman, so he should be. Yeah. And had a great day. You can see him getting to the quarterback right there. And then the high octane player of the week, We had over 300 yards rushing and 0 sacks given up. Anytime you have that, it's going to be one of your offensive linemen. Our premier offensive lineman is Robert Schrock, our center out of Mesa, Arizona. Just a stud. He played as a freshman last year. This is just his redshirt sophomore year, and Robert's just Robert the Rock Schrock. You know, he's the rock of our offensive line. And then our SWAT pickaxe player of the week. This is the player that most exemplifies the values of our special teams unit and our team is Kevin Thompson, the electrifying Kevin Thompson, number 11. When you have Kevin Thompson on the field, it's a more exciting game, and he just brings so much energy and juice to the table. So next up for the Rockers is Dixie State on Saturday evening. It'll be an awesome trip. Cannot wait to get to St. George, Utah and play this game. It's our very first game in RMAC conference play. We're very familiar with Dixie State. We have a 1-1 record against them. We won in overtime there 2 years ago, and then they came and handed it to us pretty fierce last year on our home turf. So they're a very talented team. The biggest difference that I would say is that they're going to be a very big physical team. We haven't seen a lot of that, so we're gearing up for that size and the girth that they have. And then they have some really electrifying playmakers as well on both sides of the ball. So really, really good challenge. We're going to be challenged by the elements. It'll be warm, and that'll be a good challenge for us as well. But I know this football team is anxious to start RMAC play. And I know that this football team also understands that we have a lot of work to be done from game 1 to game 2, and we can't wait to get it going on Saturday night. We leave Thursday at midnight. We get to Green River, Wyoming. Zach Huber's family is hosting us for breakfast on Friday morning. So the kids are amped up for that. That's part of small college football that you just don't get at the other levels. That'll be an awesome experience. Go to Salt Lake and eat some food and then get out on our way to St. George. So very, very excited for this trip. Who's got some questions that they might want to know about Hardrocker football in the past and moving forward?
How do you amp up your team for a bigger team? How do you?
Yeah, the question is, how do you amp up your team for a bigger team? Just rub them on the shoulders and give them some encouragement. It's go time. It's go time. They're a big physical team. And when you see that, we're a very quick team. We have good team speed. That's one of our big advantages when we play teams, right? Is we feel like we have good team speed. We're not enormous like some of the teams we'll see in our league. So that's when more of our quickness, I think, comes into play. And so that's what we're going to emphasize. We're not going to. I don't think we're going to sit there and try to play a game in a phone booth with Dixie State. That's not our idea. But the field's 53 yards wide, and so we're going to try to make them cover every blade of grass against us and go attack that way. Good question. Good question of the day. Yes.
Rockers are going to be known for their defense.
Yes.
Watching for a long time. How do you feel about how they're coming along?
Yeah. Yeah, the question is about how we're coming along defensively and what the Rockers are known for defensively. I thought the challenge on Saturday was huge. We came out and we were a little flat defensively early. Their team speed, I kind of warned us a little bit last week. They're fast. Williamsville's a very fast team. That bothered us in the early part of the game. And then we really settled in. I thought we played a really great second half. It really came together, And so I was a little concerned with how, when I was looking at it, I was really concerned with some of the matchups with their speed. And then we really neutralized that by doing the things we do really well, which was we started hitting the quarterback on a more regular basis, and that tends to make teams less anxious to step back and keep trying to throw the ball around. So that was really big for us. I thought we really stepped up and did a great job there. And then the fourth down stops. One of the things that teams do against us is they try to really value their possessions. So those big fourth down stops, 3 of them, really changed the game. Yeah.
Coach, how would you evaluate Jake Sullivan after that first play?
Oh, yeah. Well, I called that first play. And then I talked to Coach Udy on the headsets. I said, well, you got the rest of them, buddy, because that didn't work. And then I thought Coach Udy really called a great game and really had a great plan for Jake. Jake's a good player. One thing with Jake is it just doesn't affect him very much, and everyone's wired a little bit differently. Jake is a competitive person. He's wired as a competitor, and I thought he played well. He got away with some things probably on Saturday that I don't think he'll get away with all year long in our MAC play, quite frankly. He knows that. He was geeked up and ready to play, and he wanted to make some plays, and he did. I'm not worried about his playmaking ability. I'm not worried about any of that. I think he's a good player. I think the sky's the limit for him. We just got to keep working, and it's going to be a great challenge on the road, hostile environment this week. I think we'll find a lot about what we're going to be at the quarterback position, but man, he's a fun player to watch, isn't he? I mean, he kind of juices you up when you watch him, right? He's a fun player to watch. He's an exciting player, and he's a great leader. He's a voted team captain by the squad. And really proud of Jake. He's a good kid, man. Coach Larson.
From my perspective, I'm just basketball coach, but it looks like you got a few more weapons out there offensively and defensively this year.
Yeah, I think so. Coach Larson just asked, if it felt like maybe we had a few more weapons out there, and I think so. We feel like we can do some things with the guys we have. We think we've recruited pretty well. We're not as deep as we want to be yet at any of the spots, right? You always want to just keep growing that depth, but we got some good players. I think our running backs are pretty good. We have 3 good backs. I think we have 3 good quarterbacks. I think we have 6 or 7 really good receivers. I think we've got some really good defensive backs. I think we do have some good players. I think you notice it a little bit more on special teams, Ryan, where you match up a little bit better against teams when the field is out in, we call space, right? It's a big field on a special teams play, and that's when I think you're going to notice us be a little sharper maybe than we've been before. Good. Cannot wait. Yes, Coach Henry.
I got to go back to these 3 fourth down stops.
Yes.
Last 2 years, how many fourth down stops have we had?
I don't have the exact numbers on me.
That's incredible.
It was awesome. It was awesome because those are such big momentum plays. The other thing about the 4th down plays, because we talk about critical situations, Coach, and we talk critical situations. We talk money downs. That's why you see us when we're on. You see us waving that flag with the dollar bill on it, right? Those are money downs. They're important. They're 3rd or 4th down plays, and we stopped them 3 times, and then we were 2 for 2 on 4th downs, and both of the conversions were touchdowns. So those are big plays, So if you just look at the whole game, the game came down to who was better on 4th down, and we were better on 4th down, and that was the football game. So that's what I was really proud of with our defense. Is just whenever you stop somebody on 4th and less than a foot, that's a big play, and we did that on Saturday. Okay. Awesome. I know we got some other people to go, and can't wait to see you guys. Hopefully you can make it down to St. George, Utah. It's beautiful this time of year. If not, then we're at Pueblo the following week, and I think there's a game here in late September that we're going to play as well. So can't wait to see you all there. Thanks again. Rock on.
Good job, Coach. Nice win. It was a great way to get it started. And Hardrocker volleyballs, last but not least. They were on the road. Tough competition, no doubt. To talk about it, head coach Doug Tabbert.
Thanks, Nate. Thanks everybody for coming out. Brad, I was going to compliment you for getting the blimp here in Rapid City on Saturday, but I guess that wasn't the case. So all those overhead shots on the get the blimp. Started our season this past weekend down at San Angelo, Texas, Angelo State's tournament. Didn't go quite. The trip went really well, really smooth. Just the match results weren't quite what we were looking for, but. Started the weekend with Angelo State. They're nationally ranked. They're a national tournament team every year. And a really good program. And we actually played pretty well against them. We competed pretty well for pretty good stretches. They got an outside hitter. It's about 6'1", maybe 6'2". Just she's a beast. She's jumping over us. We really couldn't match up with her very well. Had another kid that's pretty darn good too. And they just posed some challenges that we weren't real equipped to deal with at times. But we actually played pretty well. The first couple sets, they pulled away a little bit in the 3rd. That's a really good team. They'll probably win the Lone Star Conference and be in the national tournament. Second match that day was St. Edwards, another Texas school. We watched them play earlier in the day and kind of thought we had them pegged a little bit in terms of we knew who their 2 best hitters were, and thought we kind of knew what we needed to do to handle them. And we did a really good job on those too. Their best kid, I think we held her to something like 050 for the match, which is really good. But they had a kid that in the first match we watched didn't really do much, and she lit us up she had over 300 against us, and we didn't really see that coming. And just didn't quite get the job done with them. The next day, Charleston State, another really good team. They're picked second in the Lone Star. They'll probably finish second or first in the Lone Star. They'll be in the national tournament. They got a couple outside hitters who are really good. They got a junior that's just a beast, and another junior college transfer. They really ripped the ball. And we played pretty well. We got off to they got a really good setter. They got a junior college transfer setter who's really good too. Two kids that jump serve, really big time jump serves. First set we kind of got off to a slow start. We got down 8-2 real quick, and then worked our way back into it, and kind of hung in a while. We flipped it completely in the second set. We were up 16-9 at one point. They took both their timeouts. We held them to less than half of what they hit the first set, and really played well. And we just couldn't hold them off. They kind of made a run down the end. But they're good. They're really talented, and they have two hitters that were really hard for us to deal with, and we didn't match up with very well. And that's a pretty experienced team with all the junior college kids they have. And then the fourth match was against St. Mary's out of San Antonio, Texas. First set was kind of nip and tuck. We were kind of high air for a while and kind of helped them out a little bit. We get to 24-22 in the first. We're trailing. One of our freshmen serves two aces. We're all of a sudden we're at 24 all and feeling pretty good. Then we miss the next serve, and it flips the momentum, and they get us 26-24. And then kind of the wheels fell off at that point. I think we were out of gas a little bit as well, and we really struggled the last couple sets, and it just kind of didn't end quite like we'd hoped. But I think we were playing five freshmen most of the day on Saturday, their first collegiate weekend of competition, and I think that showed a little bit. I think the gas tanks were kind of empty by that fourth set or that fourth match for us in some cases. So we learned a lot. It's a good learning experience for us. We know we've got some work to do. We're motivated to do that, and we just got to keep working. Emily Newton had a really good tournament. She's our junior. She's our bell cow. She loves that term. But played really well. Had three really good matches. Played great against Angelo State. Played great against Tarleton. Made the all-tournament team, and it's a 7-person all-tournament team. So you've got Angelo State who's loaded. You've got Tarleton who's loaded. You've got Regis who's a high-level RMAC school. So for Emily to make the tournament, the all-tournament team, there's only 7 people on it with that kind of people around her. Spoke very highly about how she played. She played really well, so really happy for her. This weekend we head to Sioux Falls. We've got, hopefully it's a little more to our liking this weekend. Bemidji State out of Michigan they'll be a big physical team, or excuse me, Minnesota, they'll be a big physical team. They've struggled a little bit the last couple of seasons. They've got a new coach, but they'll be big, and I'm sure of that. They always get these big Minnesota kids, and they'll be physical. William Jewell out of Liberty, Missouri. Haven't seen much of them. We've got video that we'll watch this week, kind of scout them a little bit. So we have them. We've got Minnesota Crookston, who had a pretty decent weekend this past weekend. Haven't really seen them yet. We've got video on them as well. We'll scout them out and get an idea. They're the northern side along with Bemidji, kind of a mid-level team in that conference, which is arguably the best conference in the country in Division II volleyball. Then we got Sioux Falls, who we haven't seen yet. We'll check them out at the tournament and kind of see what they look like. So it's not quite the high end that we had this past week with Angelo and Tarleton, but 4 teams that will pose some challenges for us, and that we've got that we'll have to deal with here. Not sure. Brad's got some highlights. I think a couple clips from Angelo State and a couple. This is Angelo. We're on the far side. Not sure what we're going to see here. That's Karn Hazard, freshman outside with the kill. And that's Kinsey DeVries, another freshman outside, a lot of freshmen. base, or I think that was Emily, didn't expecting that, so. It's Charlton, right? Brad? Okay. So Anna Bright there, sophomore, middle hitter with tip, skill. That's a huge block, because that's, Haley Roberts is a kid that just hit on the other side, who's there, she's a stud, and Justine Langus with the block there. It was no small feat, because that girl's a beast on the other half of that. So, questions?
I don't know how young your team is. Did you have more new people that, or did you have some come back?
We're real young. We got 15 kids on our roster, and 9 of them are in their first year of college volleyball. So we've got 7 freshmen, 2 other first-year players, 5 sophomores, 1 junior, no seniors. So, we played 5 freshmen a lot this weekend. At one point, we had 6 freshmen playing, and if they're not freshmen, they're sophomores, other than Emily. So we're really young. We've got a lot of growing to do, hopefully in a very short amount of time. All right, thanks for coming out.
All right, thanks, Coach. As you can tell, the Hardrockers are on the road this weekend. Check them out, GoRockers.com through our Stretch Internet broadcast. The football team gets going 6 o'clock at Dixie State. And I remind you, next Tuesday, we'll be at the Pizza Ranch for a Hardrocker Luncheon out on location. So have a great week. Thanks for coming. Go Hardrockers.